But you can just see there the world's first automobile fatality happened here on the 31st of August 1869. Hi guys, so today we're in Birr in County Offaly, and I just want to tell you a story about a Mary Ward. Now, she is supposed to be the very first person in Ireland to have been killed in an automobile accident. We're actually very near the location where Mary died, but first I'm just going to show you this little map of the area. She came out of Birr Castle, and Birr Castle is actually located very close to us now. So you'll have to forgive me, we're right on a busy road. But right here, world's first automobile fatality, 31st of August 1869. And this is Mary Ward, who actually died. That is her cousin William Parsons, and we discussed William actually in St. Nahi's graveyard. He built one of the world's largest telescopes. This is what the old town would have looked like at the time. And just here then it shows the map. So she would have come out of Birr Castle, come down along Oxman Town Mall by St. Brendan's here, and roughly here is where she died. And you can see just there, it says the world's first automobile fatality happened here the 31st of August 1869. And that there is St. Brendan's. So if we turn around, Irish Eyes is here. As you can see, it's a very busy road. So approximately here is where Mary Ward passed away. But I'll tell you a little bit more about the story as we walk down towards Old Birr Cemetery, and hopefully we will get in.
Now, Mary Ward was a keen artist, and she used a magnifying glass to see tiny details. Mary Ward wrote her first book, Sketches with the Microscope, and she privately printed this. The printing sold over the next few weeks, and a London publisher took the risk and contract for future publication. The book was reprinted 8 times between 1858 and 1880 as A World of Wonders Revealed by the Microscope. A new full-colour edition was published in September 2019.
So we are actually now walking the route that Mary would have travelled on. So I think I'll start the story here. So Mary Ward was born the 27th of April 1827. She was an Irish naturalist, astronomer and author, and an artist. Now, Mary was killed when she fell under the wheels of an experimental steam car built by her cousins. As the event occurred in 1869, she was the first person known to have been killed by a motor vehicle, and she was only 42 years old. Mary and her husband were travelling together in the steam-powered car along with the Parsons. Honourable Richard Clear and steam turbine pioneer Charles Parsons. Mary was thrown from the car on a bend. She fell under the car's wheel and died soon after. A doctor who arrived on the scene found Mary cut, bruised and bleeding from her ears. And she died soon after, and the post-mortem actually says that she died from a broken neck. So you can imagine those heavy, heavy wheels of the steam car she wouldn't have had any kind of a chance at all. And there's a bad bend down there where I showed you, and that is the bend that they turned when she was propelled out of the car. Now we are just coming up to Birr Castle, and those big gates there are the original gates, and that is where Mary Ward would have travelled out and then took that journey up to St. Brendan's Church, and then the spot that we started at is actually the area where Mary was killed. So those big walls there are actually the walls of Birr Castle. And that is actually where William Parsons had the largest telescope in the world. And as I said, we touched on William's story a little bit in St. Nahi's cemetery. But we're actually going to walk down to Old Birr Cemetery now, and hopefully it is open today, and hopefully we will get to find Mary's resting place. There's a vault in there, the Parsons family vault. I do know as well that after the accident they dismantled the car, and so there's nothing of that left, or there wasn't anything of that left soon after Mary passed away. But as I said, we're on a very busy road, so apologies for the noise. But look at those walls. And you can see there in the distance some of Birr Castle itself. Astronomer Sir William Parsons, 3rd Earl of Rossay. Could be Ross, I'm not quite sure the pronunciation. Astronomer Lawrence Parsons, 4th Earl, and Sir Charles Parsons, inventor of the steam turbine. Have a look at this. Look at that, a tunnel and a little bridge, the moat around the castle. Pretty cool. So we're coming up to the gates of Old Birr Cemetery, and I can see already that it is still locked up. I don't think it's accessible at all to the public, just because last night when I looked, it is very overgrown. But we are going to try and take a look. And it's a rusty chain on it. And it actually doesn't look like it's been open for quite a while. But how cool would it be to get in there? We've lots of chest tombs, headstones, tabletop tombs. The ruins of old St. Brendan's Church. What I spotted last night, right down there, is a mausoleum. Just there. But how cool would it have been to get in there? It looks absolutely fantastic. We've got a kind of a feel to it. So unfortunately, that is where my story is going to have to end. And I'm kind of annoyed that I've come this far and to find that it's locked up, because there's actually a few parsons in here that were of great interest. We had a socialite buried in here. Another of the parsons went to China. But unfortunately, that is the way it goes. And Birr is probably 2.5 hours away from us. So it's unfortunate that this has happened. And I've asked a few locals and they actually don't seem to know at all if there's a key, if it's open to the public, if you have to get a key. So that then is that, I suppose. But it looks an amazing graveyard, absolutely fantastic. And just there then we can see Birr Castle. And maybe someday I'll be able to get into Birr as well. Because as I said, there's a telescope in there that William Parsons made, and I believe there's a steam turbine in there, and then of course the castle itself. But I will put up, photos and stuff anyway to give you some sort of a look in. But Birr itself is actually very, very beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. So guys, with that being said, from beautiful Birr in County Offaly, take care, God bless, and I'll talk to you all soon.